Well, I'd always wanted to be a pop star because I loved pop music. I mean, when I say always, I got hooked into the sound of pop music by Guy Mitchell singing the blues, and then got very into Buddy Holly and thought, I like this sound, it's terrific stuff. And it wasn't a very big step for me becoming a fan of the music to want to actually do it. And I thought, well, I'll have a bash myself. So I started writing songs, not very good ones, performing with a band near my home when I wasn't in school learning. I was in my first year at Cambridge University up at Trinity College. I managed to contact, I was lying in bed because I had a duodenal ulcer at that age because I wasn't getting anywhere, and wrote to Tony Hall, who was the head of promotion at Decca. Tony wrote back a very sweet letter saying, come and see me when you're in town, good luck and all that. Something that people very rarely do. And I've tried to be the same in my career. It's not easy to do because you do get thousands of people saying, make me a star or tell me what I should do. But Tony obviously spotted something in the letter that he thought was good and showed some kind of enthusiasm. And indeed, I met him and he was really helpful. And over the months, I used to visit him quite regularly whenever I was in London, bumping into another couple of kids who were there asking his advice called Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice. And he was really cooperative and nice, Tony Hall, to us all and gave us a lot of great advice. And I finally went to him and said, look, I think I've got a song. It was a song called Green is the Grass. And I said, I think this could be a single. He said, yeah, it's not bad at all. Now, who would you like to produce it? And I said, well, there's three producers I really admire. Mickie Most, who was producing a load of great tracks at the time, Andrew Oldham, who was looking after the Rolling Stones and others, and whoever it is who produces the Zombies, because I thought the Zombies records were so good and so well produced. And Tony said, well, for reasons we won't go into now, I don't think you should be involved with either Mickie Most or Andrew Oldham, both of whom later on went on to be very good friends of mine, but I absolutely understand why Tony Hall didn't want to send an innocent young teenager into the grasp of these extreme financial whiz kids, shall we say. He said the people you would get on with are Ken Jones and Joe Roncaroni, who were the people who produced the Zombies. Sent me along to see them. We immediately got on terribly well. They were two of the nicest, most honest, most honourable gentlemen in the industry at the time, both quite a bit older than Andrew Oldham or Mickie Most, not at all trendy, but just very, very good and incredibly nice and stunningly honest, which are very, very big advantages when you're a kid going into the world and you don't know what's happening. And between them, Ken and Joe said, right, we'll do a session. They booked a session and said, now go and write a B-side. So I was strolling around Cambridge University, writing quite a lot of songs for the B-side. I wrote half a dozen, 7 or 8, and I thought that'll do, put them all on tape and sent them down. Then relaxed, thinking, right, that's got that out of the way. And as I was strolling around, I suddenly came up with this idea of a stupid song that would actually rhyme the words moon and June, but would be so pretentious in the lyrics that nobody would notice. And I wrote a song called Everyone's Gone to the Moon, and that was the purpose of writing it. It was the Bob Dylan era. People were being very pretentious and significant. Leonard Cohen, you were hearing these great poets were doing works of art. And it was just really a send-up of the pretension of a lot of the lyrics of the time, while sneaking in the moon and June in the middle of it, the rhyme. And it always amused me that when the record then finally came out, Ken and Joe loved it and they produced it, and sure enough it came out and turned into a huge hit, sold 4 or 5 million. And when it was at its peak, I remember one DJ playing it and saying, and now the really meaningful Everyone's Gone to the Moon. Who could have thought that somebody could write a song with moon in the title and not rhyme June with it? And there it was in the middle of the record, happily rhyming, and I thought, I've done it. I've managed to fool the entire public, and I've been doing so ever since.